What is up? What is up? YouTube. Check it out real quick, man. A couple of people answered me. I put something out there about becoming a patron. Help the channel, grow the channel, support the channel, become a patron. We're building a tier, and it should be the first link in the description below, where I feel as though if everybody was to give $3, if you can't, let me know in the comments if you think $3 a month is too much for the world to give to. Let's see a difference. I remember, and I came up with this idea, y'all, just to let y'all know. We're gonna get to the video. I came up with this idea because Mr. Beast or somebody like that was giving people like money, and I think that really helped. We rock 3 channels up here on this YouTube stream. We got 3 channels, and our last channel, our channel, Mr. Network, is a streaming channel, and we're gonna be showing a lot of footage of us helping people that really need help. If you got a job and somebody give you a $50,000 tip, now we want to help some people that's in some real help need. And we want to film it and actually show it to you guys that we are trying to at least make a difference. Does that make sense? So, if anybody want to help and support, if you do the $3 tier, or I think we're making it up as we go. Uncle Mike making it up as we go. But $3, let me know if you think it should be a $1 tier, $2 tier. Even if you was to just say, I can only donate $1, but I want to see this. Uncle Mike got a soft heart, man. I'll let you in, because our Patreons can see a lot of behind the scene footage and get to talk to me. And I do more talking to tell y'all some of my life stories and more about Uncle Mike or whatever. Does that make sense? Is that fair? So we can help. If we all help to help people. Some people don't have a platform. Some people don't have a clue of how to help, but they want to help somebody. And I want to show y'all that we, over here at the Music Recording Network, we got big hearts, baby. And Uncle Mike would have it no other way. But anyway, let's turn all this negativity, P. Diddy, brother love. Let's show brother love how to put on some real love. That's all I'm trying to do. Hey, check this out, man. Diddy's attorney goes off the rails. He admits Diddy's guilty. What? I don't know if this clickbait, y'all. I'm learning just like y'all. My style is to do the videos. I can't watch the video and then do a reaction of it. Think I'm bored now. Anyway, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Let's check this bad boy out.
I bet you don't know why Diddy's attorney quit the case. I do, and I'm about to tell you. Now, to understand how catastrophic of a mistake this was, you need to understand how RICO cases are prosecuted.
Yeah.
Okay? RICO case is typically won by proving that a defendant was involved in an enterprise and engaged in a pattern of racketeering activity. Okay?
A pattern.
So each predicate is a charge that the prosecution is trying to prove. If they can prove a certain number of them, then they're guilty of the RICO. Okay? And in this filing that their attorney filed, they admitted that he is guilty of one of the charges in the RICO. And just to add further insult to injury, the charge they were asking the judge to drop is the one they admitted that he's guilty of in the filing. So if you would have asked me yesterday if Diddy was going to spend the rest of his life in prison, I would have said 100%. Oh, I mean, whatever. I would have been like, it seems very likely that is the outcome of all of this, spectacle. Now, if you ask me today, after reading the motion that the defense just filed with the court and my own interpretation of the facts that they lay out, I would say my confidence of Diddy being found guilty and going to jail for a very long time has reduced immensely, because this filing goes right at the heart of the prosecution's case. Not at the case exactly, but in the manner with which evidence was collected. Imagine that evidence that you're collecting is like a tree. And the more that you get, it's like different branches here, different branches here, different branches here. And eventually, like in the Diddy case, it looks like you just have this gigantic, beautiful tree of all of the evidence against this guy, of all the crimes he committed, okay? So if you think about it legally, the way that you would want to address all of those things, because you can't address each one of them one by one, is you want to chop the tree down, right? You want to just chop down the whole tree. So how did this tree get started, you know? And if you find a way to demonstrate that all of the evidence that the prosecution has was the result of ill-gotten gains and misleading statements by the law enforcement agencies that were going after Diddy, then that's exactly what you'd be able to do. You're not allowed to use that piece of evidence. You're not allowed to use that piece of evidence. You're not allowed to use that piece of evidence. And in this case, one thing that you have is this unbelievable central point whereby, as far as we know, all of this digital and evidence was collected, which was under the the search warrant, where they went into his homes and they got all of the hard drives. They got access to all of his communications. They got access to all of the videos that he kept. And we know he kept a lot of things he shouldn't, given that he had the copy of the video of him dragging Cassie down the hallway from the hotel that he bought from the hotel.
What?
Why would you keep that?
What
kind of lunatic would keep that?
What? So Cassie had a copy. God dang, man, there's a lot of copies of that video. One video. That's crazy.
That's where they got it. All right. So because of that, if the defense can prove that the way that they were able to get those search warrants was through misleading statements, that they didn't actually tell the truth to the court that was going to issue the search warrants, then that would be a catastrophic moment for the prosecution. And the filing that they gave and the reasoning that they gave, I'm going to read it to you shortly, and you're going to go, man, that is... So if this is the case, all hinges on this one thing. That does not look like a very sturdy position to be in if you're the prosecution. And
so in other words, you got all these beautiful leaves, but you don't have a tree trunk. So how did you get all these beautiful leaves you can use? Because in order for the leaves to grow, which is all the evidence, you got to have a tree, a trunk. So if you didn't get the trunk the correct way, all these leaves disappeared. That's what he's trying to say. I think that's what I got.
And that is, so if this is the case, all hinges on this one thing. That does not look like a very sturdy position to be in if you're the prosecution. And you're like, you know what I mean? So we'll go through exactly what that means, because honestly, this could blow up the case completely. We're going to talk about that. Also, you know how the attorney quit the case? Anthony Rico, his attorney quit the case. And there's not been any firm evidence of exactly why he quit the case. He put he had to make a formal request to the court that he's leaving the case, and he writes out why. And the wording that he used in his documentation was kind of the part that really piqued everyone's interest, because he says, I can no longer under any circumstances provide adequate defense that would be up to, whatever it is, the bar standards. And the way that comes off when a guy's quitting a case when their client has 120 civil lawsuits of people accusing him of egregious predatory criminal behavior.
Facts.
Is, of course, I mean, how do you think, how is everybody going to interpret that? You know what I mean? They're going to interpret that as, this guy, he suddenly grew a conscience. A defense attorney, he grew a conscience. He just couldn't handle the 120th person who said that Diddy did this. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. Okay, well, so the reality is, in my opinion, you bunch of attorneys out there looking to slap a libel or slander charge on your boy, in my opinion, I think I'm going to lay out a pretty compelling case that he was almost certainly fired and not quit. And the reason that he was fired is due to another motion that was filed with the court. And when you, not only am I going to run you through this so you can see both motions, and it's like, the point I'm making is this is probably why he was kicked off the case / quit, whatever. But also let's look at the quality of work by these two apparently separate parts of Diddy's defense team. And after I lay out the two side-by-side examples, you tell me, does he have the best attorneys still remaining on his team, or did the best attorneys just leave? Because there was One side that was incredibly elite competence, and another side that was incompetence on a level that's kind of unbelievable. One of them's still there and one of them's gone. So you guys can tell me in the comments which you think is which after we get into the details.
Okay.
But real quick before we get into it, for the last time this month, I'm going to give you an opportunity to make $50 for free if you haven't done it already. So check these guys out, and then we're going to get into the details on this Diddy case. Now, if I told you that you could make $50 for free if you take 90 seconds of your time to do something, it's something that you would do, especially if the 90 seconds is going to be something fun. Because that's exactly what Prize Picks and I are offering. $50 depends on the size. Go EA. Free awesome file. Incredibly helpful if you get this time. I appreciate you guys. Either way, don't feel obligated. All right, so just a reminder, what we're doing is we are going through a couple of these fact patterns. I'm going to show you both attorneys, and then I'm going to tell you why this attorney quit the Diddy case.
He's doing fine. It's a difficult circumstance. Proceeding with serious consequences, and all of us are addressing it accordingly.
Okay, so you got that? That is one of his attorneys. All right, so put that in your memory bank, and now let's move over here. This is the other attorney that was on the case prior to one of them quitting.
We have appealed the initial bail decision to the Second Circuit, and we're going to keep trying to get him out in every way that's available to us.
How do you feel about the superseding indictment?
I only know what's happened, and that hasn't happened.
What's your argument to exclude the video from the hotel room from the evidence?
So I'm most respectfully, watch yourself. Not going to get into that. We put that in our court papers that we filed yesterday, and I'm not going to elaborate on that.
What do you make of the Justin Bieber comments and the people who are shopping around this tape in Hollywood, apparently? Are you concerned about that?
Not at all.
Why?
It
has nothing to do with the case.
Well, there's someone apparently on this video who says that they were involved in the freak-offs and it's being shopped around Hollywood. Have you heard anything?
I have my hands full with the discovery, and I'm not really paying attention to all that other stuff.
Listen to these things through the ears of a person assessing a legal mind, okay? A legal mind.
Right.
What did he say right there? Okay, everybody heard him say, no, I haven't heard about any of that. That's not what he said. So he didn't lie. He also didn't lie, dude. He also didn't lie. He gave an answer that deflected the question, but he did not lie because of course he knows that happened. But listen to what he actually said again. Did he deny that he knew?
Who says that they were involved in the freak-offs and it's being shopped around Hollywood. Have you heard anything?
I have my hands full with the discovery, and I'm not really paying attention to all that other stuff.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but I respect a person who can navigate a question like that they do not want to answer without lying, or just overtly being like, we're not going to answer that question. Now, that comes from years and years and years and years of practice.
Wow.
You know, being in front of juries, not lying. I like it when people don't have to lie, man. Right? He needs to keep that relationship. The second that he says we're not answering that question, that's standoffish. That's a standoffish answer. This is a person who knows how to navigate conversations and remain likable. He is an incredibly competent attorney.
That's interesting, man. Some of y'all need to put this in your pipe and smoke it, man. And stop letting your attitude, man, F you, man. I ain't trying to do all that. Man, oh yeah? Well, y'all motherfucker, your mama. Huh? How my mama get into this? Yeah. This is interesting, man. I never even looked at it like that. One more time. Let's check this out one more time right here.
Who says that they were involved in the freak-offs and it's being shopped around Hollywood. Have you heard anything?
I have my hands full with the discovery, and I'm not really paying attention to all that other stuff.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but I respect a person who can navigate a question like that they do not want to answer without lying, or just overtly being like, we're not going to answer that question. Now, that comes from years and years and years and years of practice.
Years of practice.
Being in front of juries, not lying. I like it when people don't have to lie, man. Right? He needs to keep that relationship. The second that he says we're not answering that question, that's standoffish. That's a standoffish answer. Facts. This is a person who knows how to navigate conversations and remain likable. He is an incredibly competent attorney. And so that is very notable. I mean, not just from that exchange, but we're comparing two attorneys as we get into who and why someone was quit or fired.
That's amazing, man, because this guy right here, I don't like him. I had already said I didn't like him, but because of what he said, I'm starting to really like him. I'm changing my mind. Uncle Mike is flipping back and forth on this stuff, man, because I'm learning. The more I learn, the more I say, you know what? I was wrong. I was wrong about this guy. I kind of like him now because of what he just said. I like that.
Right? So
at least he ain't
here's
lying.
what happened on February 19th. Sean Diddy Combs claims feds are going after him using racist law that no white person has ever been charged with. Okay, we went over this before. But just to reiterate, okay, I want to break down exactly what this motion actually says. I'm going to read you an excerpt from it, and then I'll kind of define what is actually being said. Okay, so this is a quote. What was racist in its inception has often been racist in its operation. The 13-page memorandum of law in support of a motion to dismiss count 3 of the superseding indictment. Quote, the statute's target was black male sexuality. And from Jack Johnson to Chuck Berry, the statute's most notorious prosecutions targeted famous black men accused of deviant sexual behavior. This case continues that trend. In count 3, the government charges a violation of the act based on allegations that Mr. Combs transported male escorts from a legal escort service across state lines to have sex with his girlfriend. All right, so I was looking for additional information that was not in that article, so I switched articles. Same story, though. His lawyers filed a motion Tuesday to dismiss his transportation to engage in prostitution charge, arguing that, quote, no white person has ever been the target of a remotely similar prosecution. Okay, and so I mean this is unbelievable. They're saying the Mann Act of 1910 has historically been used to, quote, target black men. The act has a long and troubling history as a statute with racist origins used to target black men and supposedly protect white women from them. Okay.
Oh my God. I don't know.
I'm just going to summarize it, right? Okay, or I could just quote this. He's singled out because he is a powerful black man and he is being prosecuted for conduct that regularly goes unpunished. All right? So that's that motion. And just to put that into perspective, okay, here's what he said legally, okay? He accuses the government of racially profiling Diddy and thus prosecuting him for committing a crime using a statute or a law that is not normally enforced, especially not against white people. And you're like, all right, so I just want to break this down. Now, look, hey, spoiler alert. The whole point of me showing you the guys at the beginning was like, hey, which of these two attorneys, which of these two attorneys do you think filed that motion? This guy or this guy? Okay. Hey, who came up with the bright idea to file that motion? And again, I just want to explain to you why that is so ludicrous, okay? Because what this dude actually said here in the motion is he's acknowledging that Diddy used the escort service, okay? Because there's another part of the filing where he says that the company that he used is advertised in Vogue and in Complex and all these, he names all these magazines that they promote their services. He's like, it's not like they're some underground service. They are in these, advertised in these large periodicals and blah, 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 right? And then says he was just getting these guys to come and have sex with his, with his girlfriend in front of him, man. And these are not normally enforced. Okay, I didn't go to law school, dude, but apparently I have a better understanding of how all of this works than his attorney who wrote this, which I'm going to assume is this dude. And it's like, guy, none of those things makes any difference at all.
At all. Okay?
You just admitted that he committed the crime that you are trying to get him out of in a court filing. Okay? First of all, your argument is idiotic to begin with. Like you just saying they're targeting him because he's black, that doesn't invalidate the law that exists and whether or not he committed the crime. It's as simple as this. If you are not legally allowed to transport a person whose profession is having sex with other people,
talk to me,
over state lines with the express intention of paying them to have sex with anyone, okay, then it's a crime if you do that.
Yeah.
Bottom line, you may think the law is stupid and you may think most of the time it's not enforced.
Yeah.
But if you do the thing that is written in law, then you have committed that crime. Okay, like that. And so you saying, well, it's not enforced on white people is not a legal argument. That makes no difference. There's absolutely no way that the court is going to throw that out because your argument doesn't in any way even address the process by which the court is going to make decisions about whether or not something has credibility or should be thrown out or whatever. It makes no sense.
That's what I kept saying. I said, man, this pulling this race card is not, it's a time and place for the race card, and this ain't the time for the race card, man.
Argument doesn't in any way even address the process by which the court is going to make decisions about whether or not something has credibility or should be thrown out or whatever. It makes no sense. It's one of the stupidest filings I've ever seen. Although I will say, having followed this case and, the Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively, and Justin Baldoni situation, and reading that filing too, the most recent one, apparently lawyers just file these motions because they want to kind of say things. This guy said this in a podcast. Okay, that guy said that in a podcast 4 years ago. And so that, you're like, what are you doing? Are you just like, honestly, it makes me think that attorneys are just justifying hours of time that they've worked with their client who doesn't know any better. And so they're like, yeah, we had to, I had to write this motion, took a lot of research. And so that's going to be $30,000. You know what I mean? Even if maybe much more than that, actually, in some cases. But like, you made no argument that it has any chance at all of having a positive effect on your case. And in this case, it has a negative effect on it because you admitted in the filing that he committed the crime that you're trying to get dropped from the case. It's like incompetence. Okay. And again, I don't know that this guy did it, right? Maybe it was the lead attorney, this guy who filed that motion. And then it was this guy, because guess when this guy quit, right? When did he leave the case? 2 days later. It was filed February 19th, and on February 21st, he left the case, okay?
Wow.
Took less than 48 hours for that motion to get filed and one of the attorneys to leave the case. So you tell me, dude, hey, which of these two guys do you think filed the dumbest motion ever, crying racism, when establishing racist intent would not have done anything because you admitted in the filing he committed the crime? So it's like, historically in other cases is used against black people. What does that have to do with anything? You literally...
Wait a minute. Hold on. Brrr. Wait a minute. What if, y'all listen to Uncle Mike now, what if this guy filed it and the other guy saying, why would you file something so stupid to play this race card? Because this guy is close to Puffy. And this guy right here probably said, you know what, we'll file this. And he probably convinced Puffy to play this race card. And the other guy probably like, dude, this is not even a good time to play the race card, right? This ain't a good time. This the black guy talking. This not a good time to play the race card. And in this filing, you about to say that he did it. Suppose the black guy is the one talking just like this guy talking. And that's why he quit. Y'all ain't listening to me. Y'all doing stupid stuff. And I can't be, we gonna lose. If y'all ain't gonna listen to me, I quit. I'm gone, man. Y'all playing the race card for no reason. I'm out of here. 2 days later, I'm packing my stuff up and and the judge want to say, why you leaving? I can't say, Judge. I can't even say, it's just for reasons. Y'all playing a race card at the wrong time. I can't say that to the judge. Maybe that is the case. So you got to look at the way people spending things. We don't know. I'm just giving y'all more of a scenario to help the guy that this guy is saying is guilty. And we don't know. Maybe he left because they doing some stupid stuff and Puffy is in jail like, yeah, play the race card. Whatever, help get me out of jail. He not even thinking. He don't know law. All he know how to do is dance. Don't even know how to rap.
Would not have done anything because you admitted in the filing he committed the crime. So it's like, historically in other cases is used against black people. What does that have to do with anything? You literally just admitted that he committed the crime and you're asking us to drop it from the case because you think it's mean that they chose to prosecute him for it. It's the stupidest thing ever.
It's a stupid filing.
That this guy is the lead attorney and it's this guy who is no longer on the case, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this guy filed that motion without discussing it with this guy who is the lead attorney, because this dude and Diddy, Diddy's sitting in there going crazy. I actually can excuse Diddy for bad strategic decisions right now because he's sitting in a box going insane all day, right?
Right. I just said that.
You have this dimwit who comes in there and Diddy's like, why don't we go with the, he starts telling him, yeah, no one.
Don't call him a dimwit, cousin. Come on, cuz. We don't even know who filed it. You just assumed you did all that. Are y'all with me? You gotta be with me, man. You gotta be with me. Check this out. Now you calling him a dimwit. And that's why he left. I have no power of what y'all filing because I'm not the lead attorney and y'all filing this crap. I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't have my name on this. Y'all filing some bull. Maybe. I'm just taking up for him a little bit because we don't know who filed it. You said that in the beginning, so you're just going to assume that the dimwit did it. What? Fuck out of here, man. That's how shit gets started. Oh my God, I'm pissed off. That's how stuff gets started. We do not know who filed the shit. God dang it. And you gonna call him a dimwit? Come on, cuz.
With this guy who is the lead attorney, because
he's the lead attorney.
This dude.
If he's the lead attorney, I'm assuming that if you're the lead person, everything cross your desk before it get filed. What else a lead should do? Nobody should be filing nothing unless the lead approve of it. Well, here you go. Let's go ahead and approve this. Or maybe since they all lawyers, I can file whatever I want. Forget the lead. God dang it, man. Y'all pissing me off over here.
Say that this guy filed that motion without discussing it with this guy who is the lead attorney because, this dude and Diddy, Diddy's sitting in there going crazy. I actually can excuse Diddy for bad strategic decisions right now because he's sitting in a box going insane all day, right? But then you have this dimwit who comes in there and Diddy's like, why don't we go with the, he starts telling him, yeah, no one, he probably had a meeting with him, honestly, and he's going through the charges and he's like, what is this Mann Act? And this guy knows a lot of history of those laws, I would imagine. And so it's probably true that the inception of that law did have racist intent in 1910. Facts. Right? It's never enforced or whatever. And so he gives him the historical, basis of this law and then tells Diddy how he's in a bad spot. He's he's being a victim of whatever. And so Diddy probably goes crazy. He's like, file the motion, whatever. This guy just does it, and then you have this dude behind him who is his main attorney, who literally looked at him and was like, you are incompetent, and let me tell you why. And then he's like, it's you're fired, And then moving into the filing today, which, like I said, is the polar opposite of the filing that we just went over, where this threatens to topple the entire prosecution's case. Okay, I think the timing, though, it is possible that exactly how this happened from a timeline perspective is you have Diddy meets with Rico. They have that conversation. He tasks Rico with filing that motion without discussing with the lead attorney, 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗞𝗦. And then after that's filed, and 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗞𝗦 comes and explains to Diddy why what they did was completely ludicrous and that guy needs to be off the team for gross mismanagement. First of all, he filed a motion without even talking to the lead attorney. And in the...
You are assuming this. Dude, you are assuming that he filed it without talking to the lead attorney. Why are you assuming this? He probably did talk to the lead attorney. This probably was the lead attorney's idea. From now on my case, only the lead attorney can file stuff. Nobody else can file stuff. Comprende? I don't want this stuff to be... You the lead, so if everything gets screwed up, it's on you, leader. Lead. You mean to tell me y'all can do stuff without the leader knowing about it? Come on, man.
Completely ludicrous, and that guy needs to be off the team for
Watch what he say.
Mismanagement. First of all, he filed a motion without even talking to the lead attorney. And in the motion, he essentially admitted to the crime that you are being accused of in an attempt to get the the charges dropped. It's so incompetent that it's bordering on insane. And then so Diddy, being Diddy, maybe he says, well, at least he's doing something. You know, you guys have seen Diddy, right? Like, you guys have seen Diddy operate. Does that sound like Diddy? At least he's doing something, man.
Did he say that, or are you making this part up? Oh my God! See this? I'm trying to tell you. Did he really say that? Wait a minute.
In an attempt to get the charges dropped. It's so incompetent that it's bordering on insane. And then so Diddy, being Diddy, maybe he says,
maybe
well,
he
at least he's doing something. You know, you guys have seen Diddy, right? Like, you guys have seen Diddy operate. Man. Does that sound like Diddy? At least he's doing something, man. I'm just here going crazy.
Y'all gonna buy this?
Crazy, man. I'm just here going crazy. What are you doing to get me out of here, man? And at that point, Agnifilo, his lead attorney, tells him that we've been working on a motion that goes for the entire tree, which would state essentially that the legal basis that they had to raid your homes, which is where they got all of this digital evidence against you, which led to knowing who all of these people were to go talk to those victims, all the prosecution witnesses, every single thing that they have is fruit of the poisonous tree if they can prove this motion. He's like, okay, do you understand what fruit of the poisonous tree means? Or fruit of a poisonous tree? I don't remember which one it is, you know. But like that, fruit of a poisonous tree, do you understand what that means, Diddy? Because if this goes our way, it kills their entire case. Because even if they have witnesses, you can argue the only reason they even knew to talk to that witness is because they violated the law. They went in, they got the video, they found the person in the video and went and found them in real life. That's how they found the girl who was in the recording studio that got tied up, you know, the one that we talked about, and she threw up. Okay, how do you think, where do you think that case came from 20 years later? I mean, I don't know for sure, but I know that she was shocked to find out that there was a video of the assault. Remember that? That's what she said. Okay, this is the girl. If you guys haven't seen that video, man, it is rough, dude. I made it. It was a video about Justin Bieber. There's a video, or on the thumbnail, there's a picture of a dude who does kind of look like Bieber. You know, he's tied. It's not Bieber, but he's hogtied. And there's a part of the thing about Bieber. You know, I think the title has something to do with Bieber, but the the actual hogtie reference is about this case where this girl was hogtied and just brutally assaulted by Diddy. And her story is insane. It's insane. But the way, and it was 20 years ago, and the way she found out, someone brought her a video of it. Okay. So again, all the civil cases will move forward, but the criminal case, I don't think that the prosecution can use her if the way that she was found is through, you know, a warrant that was obtained lying to the judges. Okay. So that's essentially what they're arguing. And I'm going to tell you what they're going to say, what they say that the lie is. Okay. So, you know, so then they file it, right? Like, he's like, that's what we're working on. And Diddy's like, well, why didn't you say something? He's like, I mean, I did 100 times. I just didn't think I had to like specifically notate to you and, you know, the black attorney on our team, you know, conspire together and come up with some ludicrous argument about racism without consulting me and then filing that. Like, I didn't think I needed to, you know, like make a specific point about that. I just assumed you guys were not that stupid. But, you know, it's not your fault. You're going crazy in a 4x6.
But remember, y'all, this is the same guy that got on the some type of newscast, got on video and audio, got on somebody's fucking thing and said that these people buy in bulk, and you know, it's a Costco right down the street or what, however he said it, right? And then the Costco employee said, we don't even sell baby oil, and shut that all up. This is the lawyer he talking about. So he got every right to learn how to be careful when he talk to the press. That's why he ain't gonna sit there and lie. Now he earning his money out in the streets, right? Making sure he cover. Now I don't like him again. Uncle Mike can jump, boy. I can jump back and forth because I'm searching for the truth. And this guy right here, dude, I don't know, man. Oh my God, let's keep going, man. Let's keep going.
Like I didn't think I needed to, you know, like make a specific point about that. I just assumed you guys were not that stupid. But, you know, it's not your.
Wait a minute, watch this.
I just didn't think I had to like specifically notate to you and the black attorney on our team, conspire together and come up with some ludicrous argument about racism without consulting me and then filing that. Like I didn't think I needed to,
Dude, you made up the whole story about who was not consulted on the filing. Or maybe I'm wrong. Did this lawyer say that they filed that without my consent? I ain't know nothing about that filing. Did that lawyer say that? Did the other lawyer say, we didn't know you was going to file that? Man, why you ain't tell us you was filing that? Maybe I'm wrong. But it says we don't know who filed it. Whoever filed it, somebody said, man, you didn't tell. When he found out that it would got filed, then that's when he stepped down. That's what I think.
Like make a specific point about that. I just assumed you guys were not that stupid, but it's not your fault. You're going crazy in a 4x6. That guy, nah. Anyway, so here is the motion, right? So evidence federal prosecutors obtained through searches of Sean Diddy Combs' homes in through Diddy Combs' homes in Los Angeles, Miami, and elsewhere must be suppressed because the warrants that authorized those searches were unconstitutional, defense attorneys argued Sunday in a new court filing, okay? The defense argued the warrant applications for the Diddy house's iCloud accounts, phones, hotel room were overbroad, excluded facts that could have been favorable to Combs and presented a grossly distorted picture of reality. Okay, so what they're talking about, again, they're talking about the motions that went to the judge, or the warrant applications that went to the judges. It's like, here's why we need to raid his home. Okay, like you can't just like raid people's homes. I assume all of you guys know that, right? Unusual search and seizure, all that. You have it's in the Constitution, right? You have to go to a judge. They have to give a specific warrant so that you can enter people's homes and go grab all their stuff. Search warrant. Everybody knows that. And the application on that, they're saying were lies, or at the very least were grossly misrepresented. And like I said, when I started this, I don't think that their argument is off base, dude, like at all. So the heavily redacted, and again, I just want to keep reiterating, I'm not saying that Diddy's innocent. I'm just talking about in terms of the legal process. The heavily redacted defense motion does not publicly reveal the specifics of what prosecutors allegedly omitted, but said the warrant application eliminated important context that the magistrate judge who approved them should have seen, including about a certain witness that the defense contended had reason to fabricate and embellish. Okay, they're talking about Cassie. That's who this is.
Okay.
I mean, do I know for sure? I keep like I know we're talking like big. Sometimes these videos I do. I mean, I have videos that got 1 million views about this. Okay, I have to be careful. I have to assume that people who would want to sue me and have the willingness and ability to sue me might watch it. That's why I have to say, like, do I know for sure? No.
Allegedly.
But again, I'm pretty good at this. And I would say the likelihood that is Cassie is, it's nearly a certainty to me.
Yeah, with you. I'm with you. with you.
But it worked.
I'm with you.
The government, and by the way, the reason she would have a reason to embellish and lie is because she had a, civil charge. She got a $30 million settlement by saying, what is implied to have been his behavior in these things. Now, obviously, he beat up Cassie, of course. We all know that. And I'm sure, I'm not saying he was like a good guy to Cassie, right? But the way that they are presenting her as a victim of, like in these freak offs, as she's a victim, right? That's shaky, man. Just her. I'm not talking about everybody. But Cassie was with him for 11 years. And they did this like weekly, supposedly. She would be the one who went and reserved hotel rooms. She's the one who would reach out and get escorts half the time. Okay. That's per everything I've read. She was the one who was like setting these things up. All right. But it worked. The government got its warrants.
She was the one being made to get all this stuff done. It was her job. That's why it's a RICO. It's almost like, man, I don't want to do this, but if I don't do it, I'm gonna get my butt kicked, right? Or if I need to do this. I mean, I like sex too. I don't want to have sex with all these people, but I want my album to come out. So it's a, catch 52, so to speak. I don't know. I know. Oh man, God, let's go.
Time. Okay. That's per everything I've read. She was the one who was like setting these things up. All right. But it worked. The government got its warrants, leaked damaging information, and then executed a military-style raid at the Combs residence. Here, rather than giving the reviewing magistrate fair summary, the government hid exculpatory evidence to bolster the case. Okay? It said that some of the most salacious details recounted in the search warrant applications came from an unnamed producer whose accusations were never credible. They're talking now. That one is what's his name? Oh my God, I'm forgetting. You guys all know. Oh my God, he's got like a funny name. It's the producer that worked on the Love album, and he filed that lawsuit that named everybody. You know, like just named absolutely everybody.
Ron Jr.
His name is going to come to me, and it's going to drive me nuts. But you guys know who we're
Lil
talking about
Ron.
if you follow the case. And those were never credible. What producer one told investigators is redacted, but the defense said had relayed stories about his time working for Combs. Now, that guy never got paid. Okay? He has a really big beef with Diddy. Doesn't mean that a lot of the stuff that he said in his lawsuit is maybe not true, but I'm just like, he does have a reason to, do it. And so the process, if the investigators are using just his word without any kind of, just this guy said this, then that's shaky too. But most of it, from my position, has to do with the Cassie stuff. You know what I mean? And here's the big thing. The motion said that the government does not plan to call producer one to testify. Why would they not? Okay, if he's credible enough to get a search warrant from, but now it turns out they're not even going to use him as a witness, which means his information was not credible, which means that what they're saying is basically the entire basis of the search warrant was from the word of Cassie, who had a reason to lie. And also the big one is that there are videos of these freak-offs, tons of them, right? Mm-hmm. And the defense is like, she's a willing participant. It's not even, they're like, and everything I've read about that, it's like, it's not even up for debate, man. Like, she was a willing participant in this. She was a, not like more than a willing participant. She was a enthusiastic participant in the freak-offs, okay? Now, obviously, look, I don't have any idea what it's like to be in a relationship where some dude is beating me up and I have no ability to physically protect myself. I don't have any idea what that's like.
Right.
What I am saying, though, is if you have a thing that you do once a week for 11 years or whatever, let's say they started 2 years, for almost a decade, and you are actively taking steps to set those things up yourself, and you never really it's not like she kept running away and trying to break up with Diddy and then getting drawn back in. Like, it's not like it was like that.
It was like that. She got girlfriends and stuff saying that it was like that. And there's one time where somebody said, oh, she'd be back. She was trying to get out, and then one day she just said, I'm out. You don't know what it's like when people think they stuck and they want to hurry them get back so I can get this little abuse that he gonna do, get it over with so we can. I'm just tired right now. Can I just get my beating and go to bed? Damn. Yeah, man, you don't know. We don't know. We the type of people, it's like, I'm going home. F you. You follow me, you gonna get it. Nah, they think they trapped. Like slavery back in the day. What about somebody to get out of jail with that jumpsuit on and think like that? They ain't got nowhere to go because they got that orange suit on. Wherever they walk down the street, people gonna say, man, this ain't right. But they put this thing on me. I don't supposed to have this on, but nah, you look like you supposed to be in jail. I'm calling the police. No, don't call the police. I'm innocent. It's like that. It's just like that, man. God dug it.
And you are actively taking steps to set those things up yourself, and you never really it's not like she kept running away and trying to break up with Diddy and then getting drawn back in. Like, it's not like it was like that. It's not like an R. Kelly situation.
She did try to run away.
If you are getting a reason to invade someone's home, then, and again, I'm just thinking through this legally. Like, if they are able to demonstrate that Cassie was not, in fact, unwilling and that it was a lie, then if that was used as the basis to go raid his homes and then the rest of the entire case is based on the raids, then that would make all the evidence fruit of the poisonous tree if the judge sides with the defense, okay? Now, do I think that they are going to? I don't know. I have no idea. What I'm saying, I guess what I would say is this. I think Cassie was much more like I think that these eventually these freak off things, that she was a very active participant. I don't believe that she was like being held hostage for 10 years. And then every single time for 10, I mean, dude, and they were saying like once, twice a week. All right. For 10 years, she has to drive herself there. She has to have her driver take her there. She has to have, like, she wasn't with Diddy all the time. She had to make choices to get there. She could have fled. I know he's scary, but there's a big difference between like, yeah, I'm scared of him. And then also we do this thing over here for 10 straight years and I am a victim every single time, you know, like she's not like R. Kelly. She wasn't locked in rooms, you know, like there is some responsibility from her to be had. And my point is that particular thing being the sole basis of how they got the search warrants, and then every part of the case being that, if you can break that one flimsy little thing where it's like, dude, she wasn't a victim in what you're saying, and it wasn't even reasonable to say that, then you could potentially bring the whole tree down.
Well, you seen the video. You said you seen the video. Everybody's seen the video in the hotel. That's just a prime example of, I'm leaving. I got my stuff. I'm going to hit the down button on the elevator. And up, soon as I hit the elevator, here come somebody with a towel on. And you said she could have left? That's only one time she tried to leave. What about the time where her girlfriend said that Diddy woke her up looking for her and all this other stuff? That's another time. What about the time where she said that he beat up so much and the makeup artist had to come in and she felt like she was fighting back the tears trying to put the makeup on her face and everything? Cassie tried to leave. Her mother and father didn't even like the dude. Oh my God, dude, you got it a little too twisted.
Flimsy
just
little
a
thing
little
where it's
bit.
like, dude, she wasn't a victim
She
in
was
what
a
you're
victim.
saying. It wasn't even reasonable to say that. Then you could potentially bring the whole tree down. I honestly don't
That tree
think
ain't
it's very
coming
likely
down.
that the judge will rule that way. My guess, honestly, is that they've got the judge, you know. This is my guess, dude. I'm just saying, you know, the reason this happened is because he went up against BlackRock. Like, it's probably not that hard. Rodney Jones, by the way, is who we were talking
Rodney, Lil Rod.
about. And then also, I want to show you this, dude. Check this out, okay? Because Gabrielle and I were looking at something this weekend having to do with these guys, all right? So check this out. All right. So when you look at the pictures of these guys, right? Like when you look at this, the first thing I said, this is Cassie's new husband, is I was like, bro, that guy looks like another one who's down to swing both ways. You know what I mean? That was like my honest take. I'm like, whoa, that dude's down for whatever. And I looked here, I'm like, oh, she's in another relationship doing the same thing, would be my guess. If I just look at these two, and I know.
Oh God, dude. Oh my God. I'm gonna give you one more chance, bruh. I'm gonna act like you ain't even saying this. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna act like you're not even saying that. So, how you do it in the courtroom? Jury, disregard this comment that he's making right now. You judging a book by the cover. Disregard that. You looking at a picture, cousin. That's my cousin, y'all.
That dude's down for whatever. And I looked here, I'm like, oh, she's in another relationship doing the same thing, would be my guess. If I just look at these two, and I know for sure that she was in a swinger lifestyle relationship before, and I'm just eyeballing it, I'd be like, oh yeah, they're in the life for sure. You know, that's what swingers call swinging, the lifestyle.
He must know the lifestyle, because I know one thing. When Uncle Mike look at that picture, shoot, I'm down to do whatever she want to do. Well, I wouldn't marry it, though. She fine as all. God dang, Cassie, she fine as I don't know what. Boy, I know one thing. My hat goes off to him, because she didn't marry Puffy. She married him. So my hat goes off to him. You got a very beautiful wife. Amen to that, period. So let's move on. My bad. I just want to look at the picture a little while, y'all. Look at the picture a little while. Here we go.
I mean, this to me definitely looks like people who are down to like eat some drugs and bang for 3 straight days, right? And here's what really did it for me is when you scroll down, like here's them again, but then you get down to here, okay? Like these are obviously older pictures, and look at him, okay? Look at him. Look at his eyes. He's clear here. For those of you who know, okay, like for those of you who know what you're looking at, right here, he looks clear, right? Just like me, you know? Right here, I look clear. And check this out, okay? Compare that to that. I mean, are you guys, people who, I guess, you know, I am not making a direct accusation, Cassie and your husband. I know you guys have lots of money to sue people. I have no idea what you guys do. I'm just saying on an eyeball test, if I was forced to guess whether or not these two have learned that, you know, it's fun. It's fun to ingest substances that potentially enable you to have sex for a very, very long time with multiple people.
I'm sorry, man. I don't know what the hell he talking about. I just see 2 pictures. Y'all let me know in the comments, man. I don't know what the heck. It looked like he just grew a beard, and on the other picture, he shaved the beard. Or is the beard still there? If he, hold up, y'all, wait, man. Yeah, the beard gone. Is it gone? Oh my God!
Look at him.
I can't tell.
Okay.
I'm sorry, y'all. Look
at him. Look at his eyes.
Okay.
He's clear here.
Look like,
for those of you who know,
it's less light
like for those
in the
of you
room.
who know what you're looking at, right here, he looks clear, right? Just like me, you know.
Shadows from
right
the
here,
balloons.
I look clear. And check this out. Okay, compare that to
this.
that.
I still look clear.
You guys,
more light in the room for the picture.
I guess, you know.
More light in the room for the picture.
I am not making a direct accusation, Cassie and your husband. I know you guys have lots of money to sue people. I have no idea what you guys do. I'm just saying on an eyeball test, if I was forced to guess whether or not these two have learned that, you know, it's fun. It's fun to ingest substances that potentially enable you to have sex for a very, very long time with multiple people. That might be something that they know about. And I have a feeling that this version of the dude was not aware of that. And at this point, only one of them would have known, you know. Believe it or not, you guys, women can, in fact, influence a couple's sexual behavior. It has happened before. This would not be the first time. Yeah, they looked so wholesome back then. Not so wholesome now. Man, $30 million. They're going to have some fun times, you know? Big hangovers. Anyway, so that's what I got, all right? You got 2 attorneys. He's still got the good one. The other one, I can't even, I still, like, when you really think, I can't even wrap my brain around the fact that he all but admitted to committing the crime that they are asking to have dropped because it's not traditionally used against white people or something. It's like, it's the dumbest argument ever. Anyway, that's what I got. And for those of you who waited this long, first of all, you should definitely subscribe to my channel and like the video because you watch the whole thing. But most importantly, I just got an alert that Tony Busby is currently banned from litigating cases in Southern New York District or Eastern or Southern, whatever. He can't prosecute or he can't litigate cases in New York because of this thing with Jay-Z. Jay-Z has now officially sliced a chunk of Tony Busby right off his body. So we'll see how that plays out. I got a video coming on that probably tomorrow.
Man,
later.
That is, hey, Jay-Z got some power, man. God damn, he wasn't lying when he said we run New York. But yo, man, what y'all think, man? I mean, the man clearly said that they don't know which lawyer filed it. If they knew which lawyer filed it, then what you saying might have some weight to it. And then that showing them 2 pictures at the end, man, you could have left that. You could have left that out completely. It's hard for me to look at the pictures because Cassie in it, so I ain't even look. It's hard to look at the husband. No offense, husband, but god dang, your wife is fine, baby. She fine. She is fine, y'all. She's a beautiful person. So I guess you're right. If she want me to take some type of drug so I can last 3 days with her, I think I would do it. I think I would do it. Shoot, give me the 6-day drug. Good God Almighty, baby. I'm sorry. Hey, I'm gonna get on up out here. Y'all let me know in the comments below. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.